We'd like to call the City Council meeting to order. We ask that all requests to speak would be turned in at this particular time. We ask that if you have your cell phone, would you please silence it or turn it off at this particular time. The meeting of the Shreveport City Council is now called to order. We're going to ask that Councilman Jackson would give us the invocation and Councilwoman Taylor give us the pledge.
Everybody bow their heads. Gracious Father, we come today, just want to continue to praise your name. We ask that you watch over this city. We ask that you watch over this meeting. And we ask that you continue to keep James Fleury family in your prayers. We ask this in your daughter's son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Turn and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Taylor.
Present.
Councilwoman Fuller. Councilman Nicholson.
Present.
Councilman Butcher. Councilman Jackson.
Present.
Councilman Green.
I'm here.
And Councilman Bowman.
Thank you. Tomorrow, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the Administrative Conference and the City Council meeting of Tuesday, February 22nd. Does any member of the council have any awards or recognition or distinguished guests today not to exceed 15 minutes?
Councilman Green,
Yes.
I would like for Mr. Jackson to come up before our Crime Center Director, to come before the mic and introduce himself.
Come on now, Mr. Jackson.
I'm sorry. How you doing, sir?
I apologize. I couldn't hear you very
That's
well.
okay, I'm gonna have to speak loud.
No, my name is Joseph Jones. I'm the
Jones.
System Director for the North Louisiana Crime Lab.
I just wanted you all to take the opportunity to meet Mr. Jones. I know that he extended an invitation out to all of us to come by and visit the crime lab, which I would encourage you all to do so. It's a hidden jewel that we have right here within the city of Shreveport that we typically I think that we need to see. And so we have transported him here from, where are you from?
From the state of Ohio.
From the state of Ohio. And so he's bringing all of that working genius here in the Shreveport-Bossier area. Y'all know the Crime Center serves 29 parishes, and so Shreveport is the largest city, and Caddo is the largest in that group of parishes. So I wanted you all to make sure that you all met him.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Hey, good afternoon, and thanks for being here today. I appreciate your invitation, and I'll take you up on it. Would you describe briefly what the Crime Lab does, please?
Yeah, the North Louisiana Crime Lab is uniquely positioned in this state where we serve the northern 29 parishes. We provide them forensic services to support the prosecution of cases and often the adjudication of cases too. And so we don't necessarily have a side. Our side is forensic science. We provide firearms-related services, DNA-related services, drug chemistry testing, and recently toxicology services to help with our death cases as well as the growing drug problem in biological cases.
Certainly appreciate the work that you do and the Crime Lab does. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I had invited Mr. Jones to be here today because I knew we also had legislation on the agenda in case there were questions regarding that legislation. I know we're not voting on it today, but I wanted him here in case there were questions.
Yes. Anyone else?
I will take you up on that offer as well, and I will bring some LSU gear with me, coming from Ohio.
I like to hear that. Thank you, Dr. Jackson.
How close is your deal to CSI? I watch CSI every night. So
Oh
how
my
close-
God, you need to see it.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, in all honesty, it's probably not as exciting as the television shows. We can't get anything done in 30
Yes,
minutes.
sir. Thank you. Thank you for all your work.
You may not be
I
able to
appreciate
get
it.
anything done in 30 minutes, but it's a close resemblance. I promise you it is. It's a beautiful facility.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Whitehorn, do you have any awards or recognition today? Will you have any tomorrow, you know?
We will have some information tomorrow. Yes, sir.
Any other communication from the mayor's office? Any other communication?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Does any member have any questions for property standards?
When is the next environmental court?
Next week, Tuesday.
I'm not following it day to day, but the environmental court seems to be working very, very well. Do you think that's right?
Yes, sir.
That's great. That's a real win for this council this term. Thank you.
Mr. Green, would you please notify the people at the dollar store in the corner of
I got you.
70th and Jewel?
Yes, sir.
And I know you all have been by there and you've cited them, but it doesn't seem to do any good because, I mean, they just act like nothing has happened. So see what else y'all can do.
We'll
Okay.
take the one at Jefferson Page and Pines Road as well.
Thank you. Will we be having revenue collection plan implementation report tomorrow?
Yes, sir, we will.
Okay, thank you. Public hearing, see there's none. Mr. Whitehorn, will there be any legislation added tomorrow?
None that I'm aware of.
Thank you. Do we have any public comments today? Councilman Nicholson, would you read those? Yes, sir. Thank you. I think we have one public comment. Is it? Yes, sir. Would you read it and control the time?
Mr. Chairman, this is a request from Ms. John Glover that a brief comment be read into the record. This is her comment. Because I'm not able to be in attendance at today's administrative conference, I would like my question to be read into the record. Why are there two pieces of legislation, ordinances 20 and 21, identical language, identical funding, addressing the overlay of Glen Avenue? I see no further public comments, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do we have any executive appointments for tomorrow?
Yes, we do. We have Chief of Police Wayne Smith. We have Human Resource Personnel Board Susan Evans, Zoning Board of Appeal Derwood Hendricks, Calendra Henderson, and Alan Berry, Metropolitan Planning Commission Chris Everson, Gabriel Baldaras, I think I pronounced it right, Rachel Jackson, Bill Robertson, Harold Sater, Windsor Andrews, and Fred Moss.
Thank you. There are no items on the consent agenda for introduction to be adopted. Mr. Whitehorn, would you please proceed with regular agenda legislation?
Resolution 132, authorizing the mayor to execute an option to ground lease between the city of Shreveport and Shreveport Allendale, Shreveport HP Allendale LLC. Resolution 165, approving a restoration tax abatement renewal application for Venue Solutions LLC, 601 Milam Street. Resolution 21, recommending the Louisiana Board of Commerce and Industry terminate Inferno Manufacturing's tax exemption, industrial tax exemption program, contract number 201-80099 ITE for noncompliance. Resolution 23, providing for the canvassing and returns and declaring the results of the special election held in the city of Shreveport, state of Louisiana, on Saturday, December 11th, 2021, and to promulgate the results thereof. Resolution 24, authorizing the employment of legal counsel to represent the city of Shreveport. Resolution 25, authorizing the execution of a legal service agreement between Washington and Wells Attorney at Law, Barron and Bud, PC, Kosh, I'm gonna kill these names, Summit, Parsolia, and Taylor LLC, Foley, Lammy, and Jefferson, Avendaya, Kelly, and Deersmart, LLC, and Stag Louisa LLC. I got halfway through it. Resolution 26, authorizing the mayor to execute an act of release of a 10-foot wide utility easement and re-subdivision of King Partition Number 2 subdivision in Section 3 and 4, Township 16 North, Range 13 West. Resolution 27, proclaiming March 2022 as Women's History Month in the city of Shreveport. Resolution 28, to honor Shirley Willis and her many years of exemplary civic activism as a community leader and as the first African-American woman elected to serve in the Caddo Parish Police Jury. Resolution 29, to honor Woody's Home for Veterans for the assistance they provide to veterans and their contribution to the city of Shreveport. Resolution 30, to repeal Resolution number 22 of 2022, which dedicated the 700 block of Peugeot Street in honor of Charlie F. Williams. Resolution 31, to dedicate the 700 block of Peugeot Street in honor of Charlie F. Williams for his commitment and contribution to the Cedar Grove community and the city of Shreveport. Resolution 32, to dedicate the 500 block of East 84th Street in honor of Sam J. Coleman for his commitment and contributions to the Cedar Grove community and the city of Shreveport. Resolution 33, authorizing the mayor to place commemorative markers dedicating the Southern Hills Park and Community Center Walking Trail in honor of former councilman James Fleury.
Thank you. Any questions? Any comments?
Mr. Chair, Madam
Yes.
Clerk, I'm gonna postpone on tomorrow, Resolution 132.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
concerning Resolution 21, the administration has communicated with the Louisiana Board of Commerce regarding internal manufacturers tax exemption, and in deference to that communication, I will withdraw the resolution. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Chairman,
Yes.
the venue tax abatement will be postponed tomorrow as well.
All right. Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Ms. Whitehorn, would you proceed with introduction of resolutions not to be adopted prior to March 22nd, 2022?
Resolution 34, authorizing the execution of a cooperative endeavor agreement with Ascena Foundation. Resolution 35, authorizing the use of certain equipment by North Shreveport Business Association. Resolution 36, authorizing the use of certain equipment by the Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission. Resolution 37, amending the eligibility requirements for the Department of Water and Sewage Shreveport Water Assistance Program, SWAP. Resolution 38, authorizing the City of Shreveport, Louisiana, purchasing agent to reject all bids received for the water and sewer pipe bid, IFB number 22-005. Resolution 39, authorizing the donation of surplus property, specifically motorized vehicles of the City of Shreveport, of the Shreveport Police Department, which are not needed for public purpose, to a public subdivision. Resolution 40, authorizing the mayor to execute a cooperative endeavor agreement between the City of Shreveport and the State of Louisiana Office of Community Development for the City of Shreveport Ockley Basin Storage Project. Resolution 41, a resolution whereby the mayor is making a recommendation to the City Council for its approval regarding the amount and type of insurance premiums, and to authorize the mayor to execute a payment to the agent of record for the purpose of binding insurance.
Any questions or comments? Seeing there's none, Ms. Whitehorn, would you proceed with introduction of ordinance not to be adopted prior to March 22nd, 2022?
Ordinance 27, amending the 2022 budget for capital projects funds. Ordinance 28, amending the 2022 budget for street special revenue fund. Ordinance 29, amending the 2022 budget for the capital project fund. Ordinance 30, amending the 2022 budget for the street special revenue fund. Ordinance 31, amending the 2022 airport improvement projects fund budget. Ordinance 32, amending the 2022 community development special revenue fund budget. Ordinance 33, amending the 2022 general fund budget. Ordinance 34, amending the 2022 general fund budget. Ordinance 35, amending the 2022 riverfront development special revenue fund budget. Ordinance number 36, amending the 2022 capital projects fund budget. Ordinance 37, an ordinance to create the establishment and establish the intersection of Fern Loop and Fern Circle as a stop intersection. Ordinance 38, to amend section 50-94 of chapter 50 of the Shreveport Code of Ordinance relative to Division 3 of the Criminal Code, offenses against property and otherwise providing with respect thereto.
Any questions, comments? Seeing there's none, Mr. Whitehorn, would you proceed with ordinance on second reading and final passage?
Ordinance 19, a series of ordinance pursuant to the general bond ordinance as defined herein, authorizing the issuance of a taxable water and sewer revenue refunding bond, Series 2022, in a total principal amount not to exceed $190 million of the city of Shreveport, state of Louisiana, establishing certain details of such bond as required by the general bond ordinance, approving and confirming the sale of such bonds, pledging the net revenue to secure such bonds, prescribing the form, certain terms and conditions of said bonds, authorizing the use of a preliminary official statement and the preparation and distribution of an official statement, authorizing the purchase of and subscription of certain escrow securities, authorizing escrow verification and engagement of escrow agents, and authorizing execution and delivery of a paying agent registrar agreement, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. The administration will ask to withdraw this ordinance tomorrow. Ordinance number 20, amending the 2022 budget for the Street Special Revenue Fund. Ordinance number 21, amending the 2022 budget for Capital Projects Fund. Ordinance 22, amending the 2022 budget for Street Special Revenue Fund. Ordinance 23, amending the 2022 budget for Capital Projects Fund. Ordinance 24, declaring a public emergency in connection with the emergency repair of Stoner Force Main located along the Clyde Fent Parkway, starting just south of Shreveport-Barksdale Highway and ending at 70th Street, and ratifying the expenditure of approximately $3.9 million. Ordinance number 25, to amend Chapter 38, Article 2, Division 8, Section 72 of the City of Shreveport, Louisiana Code of Ordinances relative to the administrative costs assessed by the city for property abatement. Ordinance number 26, zoning case number 21-201-C, an ordinance to amend the official zoning map of the City of Shreveport Unified Development Code by rezoning property located on the northwest corner of Kings Highway and Thornhill Avenue, Shreveport, Cattle Parish, Louisiana, from RHU, Highland Urban Conservation Residential District, to C-1 PUD Neighborhood Commercial District Plan Unit Development, and to otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, is there any table legislation to be removed from the table today?
Not that I'm aware of.
Thank you. We have no property standards appeal today to consider. We will have no ABO appeal at this particular time. No MPC. Madam Clerk, are there any other appeals?
There are none.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, are there any reports from boards or committees? Madam Clerk, is there a clerk report?
We received a letter of appointment to the Shreveport Airport Authority of Ms. Tangela Hampton Sylvie. We received that on March 2nd, and she is subject for confirmation on March 22nd.
Thank you. Seeing there are no executive session, if there's nothing else to come before this body, the meeting is now adjourned.